Thank you, dear Mr. Minister, Madame la Présidente, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you for inviting us today. It is a great pleasure to be with you in a splendid city like Matera. I was not expecting something like this. It is very amazing. Luxembourg, where I'm coming from, if I find the button, my presentation will be structured like this, but you will see that. That's Luxembourg, a picture of Luxembourg, a beautiful city as well. Probably not as impressive as this one, who was the European capital of culture a few years ago. My unit is based in Luxembourg. Many people don't know that the Commission, the European Commission, is based in Brussels and in Luxembourg. We are really proud of that. And I will talk about something completely different than everybody has talked now. I will bring you back to Earth. I mean, we leave the space there and we come back to work. In fact, I will talk about what we have done in the past in the work program called Horizon 2020, H2020 we call it, and about what we will do in the future and why 5G is so important. What we have done until now is research that we're dealing actually with different aspects of the technology. We are really technicians at the DG Connect, certainly in my part. We are dealing with new technology for 3D, capturing 3D, social network as well, including the part on cultural heritage. We were also having a large bunch of research projects on virtual museum. Also on digital curation, because the problem of curator in museum is in fact they don't know how to use the digital asset. And also very important, but a bit probably too technical for today, is the semantic gap. And I will come back to that. Actually, the interpretation of a picture or a statue by a human and by a computer. Altogether, we did start that in 2014. We will finish in 2020. We did have spent until now in DG Connect around 100 million euro in various research projects. And if I add up to that the research done by DG RTD and partly by DG EAC, we certainly are a figure around 250 million for the entire H2020 work program. It was, what we have done until now is really acting at audio, augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. That's actually the basis of everything. And you have I suppose you have a very nice demonstration there. I'm curious to see what an immersive environment. These technologies are really the future of what we will do in museum, and certainly in virtual museum. Virtual museum have this capacity to bring to any place in the world visitor using their PC. And this is actually a real asset. Not only that, but also with virtual museum, we could show what the museum have in their cellar. Actually, what you see in a museum is only probably 30% of what they have. The rest are in cellar. And this is forever. I mean, with a virtual museum, we will be able to show that to the public. You have picture here from a past project, and you could see augmented reality, you could see also virtual reality. This is all, it is nothing new now. A lot of work can be done and will continue to be done. But the good thing of the 5G that you will have in Matera in a few months from now, it's certainly the idea that you could share things. So what we could say is really difficult to imagine what the capacity or the possibility will arise from 5G. Nobody knew 20 years ago that, or 2005 when we start with the 3G, what would be available. And everybody now is using a phone or let's say a smartphone to surf on the internet, to download picture. I have sent picture already to Belgium in a minute. It was completely impossible 10 years ago. When I joined the Commission, and it's a long time ago in '85, for me it's yesterday, there were no computer at the Commission, not even a PC. And I was in a research center for 3 years, in a nuclear research center, and the only PC that we have at the beginning was a huge computer with no screen. Could you imagine today to use a computer with no screen? I mean, it was yesterday. And what 5G will provide you is certainly the high-quality wireless connectivity for professional users, but also for normal people, and it will be a gigabit speed. So that's the reaction you will have with that will be extremely fast. We could imagine that the response time will be below 1 millisecond, so you will not even notice it. And 5G will make it economical to connect billions of Internet of Things. And that's really important in the cultural heritage asset, because you will need to connect a lot of things together to visualize on your tablet, on your PC, what you are looking at, even in, for example, in Matera, where you could have, for example, a very nice reconstruction of how it was 15 or 20 or 500 years ago. There is an excellent project going on at the moment in Venice. It's called the Time Machine, where they have used the archive of Venice. They have digitized everything. So when you are in the city itself, you could use your tablet and switch from one age to the other one. So you could start at the 15th century, go back to the 11th century, and come back to the 20th century, and you have that in front of you. So it is absolutely amazing, although the work behind this is huge. I don't think it will go further than that, because it's so immense as work. And also, it will also be used to monitor damage that could happen for any reason. For example, in seism, like in Italy, you have some time, unfortunately. So that could be a way that 5G could be used. And there, I think there is the thing that you should bring with 5G is the idea of the cloud. I mean, the connection of your data will be through the cloud. Nothing else will exist, or things will continue to exist, but the 5G will be a huge, will consume the use of cloud. That means actually that virtually we could have infinity computing, because in the cloud you don't only store, but you have computer possibilities. So that would be completely different than what we use today, due to the speed that we will have. And also it's open endless creativity opportunity, as Mr. Pratt has said before. Cultural heritage and creativity are going really well together. And we have also a unique advantage in Europe due to the value of our cultural heritage. And we may have another opportunity to monetize that value on a larger scale on 5G. Because cultural heritage, I think some people are afraid of that, but cultural heritage is a real business. It is not only culture for culture, it's make money. A lot of people in Europe are working in the cultural heritage sector, like museum, like philharmony, like theater, like this. So it is a real business. But all this is very nice. The technology is there for 3D. The technology will be there with 5G, but it will be nothing. It will be absolutely nothing without content. It's in the content. We used to say that at the Commission a few years ago. Content is king. If you don't have any content, what you will see on your screen is absolutely useless. So what should we do? And there is a big problem. We should go through a massive digitization of cultural heritage, not only in museums, but also outside. Landscape is certainly a part of it. And this massive digitization go together with the annotation of the object. Because at the moment, when you capture in 3D a statue, the annotation of what the object is all about is nearly done by hand. Imagine that we go through a massive digitization. We need an automatic annotation of the object. Without that, we will be unable to follow the speed of digitization. So, and without any annotation, you will be unable to find them back. So this is actually a crucial problem that are more let's say, nearly more important than the technology behind, because this is a key factor, and we should start with that. The technology is there, we could improve, but the massive digitization is a key point. And we should also preserve, actually, and our technique will allow to do that. Yeah, that's a good idea, but I didn't find the back that would be able to do that yet, but we are working on it. We could could we coordinate better our work, because in fact there are duplication of work, there are duplication of associations that are dealing with cultural heritage. And the voice is not always the same. The message we get, for example, at the Commission, could be completely different from one association to the other one. So we should coordinate that much better, otherwise it will be quite difficult to see the end of our work. And we should not forget, because we were talking about 5G, but we are going also for the quantum computing. This is a part of a quantum computer that will allow 2 minutes? I'm nearly finished. I mean, it will allow an immense power of calculation that we don't even think about today, and the technique that will be used. Chinese people are already working on it. Americans are already working on it. At the Commission, we are also working on it. But that's certainly one of the future quantum computers. And the user. I mean, we think about always about the technology, but what about the user? Without people that are using our computer, we will be nothing, yeah? And are you always pleased with what you have on your screen? Are you always pleased with what you get on your mobile phone? I don't think that everybody would say, I'm 100% satisfied. The user should be also in the center of our attention as the production of content. I thank you for your attention.